That was former NBC News Congressional Correspondent Luke Russert in his last appearance on this broadcast nearly 7 years ago. I've known Luke for most of his life. Our story started when he was just 3 years old, when his father moved from 30 Rock down to become our Washington bureau chief, and soon after, moderator of Meet the Press. As a toddler, Luke used to watch NBC News and imitate correspondents like me signing off from the White House or Capitol Hill. But next month, on June 13th, 15 years ago, it was the Friday before Father's Day when Tim suffered a heart attack on the job while preparing for Meet the Press in our Washington bureau, breaking all of our hearts, devastating his wife and son. Luke was then only 22 years old. He had just graduated from college weeks before. Without time to confront his own grief, NBC saw his obvious talent and offered him the chance to become a youth correspondent for this network. Years later, at the height of the 2016 presidential campaigns and his own success, covering Capitol Hill by then, it all caught up with him. He left it all behind, jokingly calling it his retirement, as he set off finally to face his loss. In his new memoir out today, Look for Me There, Luke spent months visiting more than 60 countries, trying to find his own path. So the title of your book is Look for Me There.
Yeah.
And that represents what your dad used to say to you in case you got separated at an Orioles game. Mm-hmm. But it really represents that he would always be there for you.
When I was trying to come up for the title of the book, I kept thinking about what is a phrase that would be the encapsulation of our relationship. And there's strong love and there is strong devotion, but more than anything, there is this dependability and loyalty that I was always looking for, that I always could find in him. And then I went out in the world trying to find it, and ultimately went back to just processing the loss of missing Dad.
So he was always there for you.
Yeah.
And suddenly, when you couldn't possibly have expected it, he wasn't.
When I got the call, it was eerie because I assumed to hear him on the other end of the line. And it wasn't. And it was his assistant and saying your father had fainted. And I knew right away something was very seriously wrong because Tim Russert didn't faint. And then obviously the horrific news was confirmed and everything just went into a whirlwind after that at a very young age, to a point where I don't think I was able to process it at the time and for some years afterwards.
You were enormously successful.
Yeah.
As a young correspondent at NBC. You had the DNA of a great writer, but you knew politics. You were really good at that. How did you walk away from it, and why?
I had this chance encounter in a conversation with John Boehner, of all people, the Speaker of the House.
In fact, he called you into his office.
Yes.
In a really fatherly way.
Mm-hmm.
Extraordinary.
And he sits me down and he asks, what are you doing here? And I thought it was a joke. I said, well, you invited me here. What are you doing here? And he said, no, but what are you doing here? You can spend decades here on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. and never see the rest of the country and never see the rest of the world. You have a great thing going here, but it might not be a bad idea for you to think about doing something else. And it was almost one of those questions that Jesuits ask, like, who are we and why are we here? And to have the most powerful person in the building say, hey, there's more to life than this, might not be a bad idea to check it out, made a really deep impact on me, and sort of started to turn those wheels about possibly doing something else.
At first you thought you were going to be gone 6 months, 8 months?
Yeah, I thought it was 6 months to a year, and I wanted to go to Latin America when my mom was a Peace Corps volunteer in her 20s. And she had always said to me my entire life, you need to travel, you need to travel, you need to travel. That's how you'll understand yourself. Some of the first trips with her, actually, she gave me a sort of lay of the land, if you will. And it was addictive because I realized in these small villages and in all parts of Latin America, but then also in parts of the world, no one cared what my last name was. No one cared about my backstory. It was present yourself as the best human you can be and soak up other cultures like a sponge and understand things about the world and ultimately yourself.
You're learning about other places, but ultimately you're learning about yourself.
I started to realize there was this odd connective tissue where I was searching for something. I was trying to find something, whether it was this clarity or whether it was this aha moment of what is your purpose? What do you Luke, removed from your hometown, independent of your parents, what do you really want to do? What are you really all about? And when I came to realize when I was in these far-flung locations was that a lot of that had been stunted because I missed my dad so much. And I was trying to live up to what I thought his legacy was or what maybe he would want, and never actually taking the time to look inward to say, okay, what do you want?
You have a verse from Luke 12:48 tattooed on your inner arm. From whom much is given, much is expected.
Right.
What does that mean to you?
So that was something my father always instilled in me. And I think that was born, honestly, out of my grandfather, which was a garbage man in South Buffalo, worked 2 jobs. No one feels sorry for someone that has been given a lot. No one feels sorry with someone who seemingly has opportunity but then feels lost. And I think I had to reconcile that a little bit, which was, you've been given these gifts, you've been given these blessings, where do you see yourself within them? And I struggled with that for a long time. And the book, for me, was figuring out a lot of that, and seeing Luke 12:48 is not something to be fearful of, but something to understand and something to hold on to. And every time I look at it, I can hear my father's voice and the way he used to say it. So it's a welcome reminder.
You end the book in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
And how did your faith help you heal and help you deal with loss?
I had this voice in my head that said, you got to go to the Holy Land. Maybe the book will end where everything else started, but you got to go there. There's this nagging voice. So I said, okay, I'll go to the Holy Land.
You find a yarmulke, which you have to cover your head.
A Buffalo Bills yarmulke for sale right there.
At the Western Mall.
At that time of night when all the other shops were closed, it was really a sign. And after that, it brought me great peace. And what I like to say to folks is that I'm still a work in progress, but as far as everything as it pertains to my dad, I'm very much at peace with that. I miss him every day and I love him, but I know he's here with me, and I know he's watching over me, and I know he's happy for me.
And you're your own man.
I am my own man. That's right. He would not have traveled the way I did. He would send you to go do that. My father was very risk adverse. And one of the things that I learned throughout this journey was that I'm actually probably more similar to my mom on that front. We grew closer as a result of the travel because I understood her for the first time. You know, the father-son relationship is very unique. There's a lot of machismo, there's a lot of male bonding, often over sports. And sometimes, especially in a family with an only child, mom would get not necessarily cut out completely, but the boys were sort of a unit, right? And when my father passed, my relationship with my mom obviously changed.
Talking about that male bonding.
Yeah.
Is this the kind of place? Did you and your dad used to come to Mom's cabin?
We may have been here once or twice.
When you got the galleys to the book.
Yeah.
You went to your father's gravesite to share them with him.
Yeah. This is very important for me because it marked not only the end of this journey as it was put into this book, but it brought me a deep sense of peace, which was, you know, Dad, all those nights, those lonely nights writing, and here it is. And I love you. And I'm so happy I got to share that moment with him. I really am.
We saw the rainbow at the Kennedy Center after the memorial for your dad, and it was just breathtaking.
So they asked us, what songs do you want to hear at the Kennedy Center during this celebration of life? And one of them was Somewhere Over the Rainbow. My father loved that song. So as we're walking out of the Kennedy Center, the song is playing, and a friend of mine goes, check out outside. My goodness. So I run out there, and there's this huge rainbow. And it just stopped me dead in my tracks. And it was emotional, but it was so comforting. And every time I see a rainbow, I sort of wave like hi. And I would see these rainbows all around the world. I would see them in New Zealand, see them in Iceland, I'd see them in all these places. And that became a real source of comfort for me, that maybe it's him saying hi, or it brings me back to that moment of the day of his funeral where things were really hard, and there was such but that rainbow centered everything and was, look for me there, here I am, hi.
My thanks to the iconic Martin's Tavern in Georgetown, where you heard that Luke went with his father. The book is Look For Me There. It's out today. And to Luke and Maureen, no matter where you are in the world, you are always part of the NBC family.